Hello everyone, so we are beginning our Scions series of movement classes. So for the next 2 weeks, that's going to be our theme. And for most of our classes, you are going to want a massage ball. And so if you have something like this, in the next few weeks, this will be really useful. If you don't, I'll always give you alternatives. You don't need the ball. That's true really for any of the equipment that I recommend that you have. You can always work around. Tuesdays. Tuesdays are a little shorter, basically Tuesdays through Sundays. You have Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday movement classes here in Norwood Village. Tuesdays are the shortest class, beginning of the week, just going to get you in 25, 30 minutes, something like that now. And then we'll go a little longer. Sunday will be a full 60-minute class on Sunday afternoons. So go ahead and begin on your back with your ball nearby. And if you don't have the ball, you're going to be doing what we're doing just without it on your back, but optional, you can have like a rolled blanket under your heart or a block under your heart. I'll show you that in a moment. Those of you who do have the ball, you're going to lie down on the ball, but it's going to be right here, right in between sort of your shoulder blade and your spine. Okay, so sweet spot is one of my favorite places to roll out. Those of you for whom it feels too strong, lying directly on the ball, you can go to the wall and press the ball up against the wall. And we're just going to do this exercise for about a minute. In these short classes, especially, if you find something that feels really good, return to it throughout the week. I'm trying to give you guys exercises that you could just kind of grab 1 or 2 throughout the week to just get you through. Okay, so here you are lying on the ball under one of your shoulders. I don't care which. Let your chest, your sternum drop down heavy into that ball. And then feel the breath expanding and contracting as we did in our meditation, those of you who were here for that. So we're slowing down the mind so we can actually be with the feeling of breath as it expands and contracts, as it gets closer to the ball and then a little further away. Obviously, you are welcome to roll around, but I would love for you to find 1 or 2 of those really tight spots and just be heavy down into it and let the breath work. A few more breaths on this side. If it feels good and you want more, that's great, right? You can pick this up after. Just giving you a little hunger for honoring your body this way. Last exhale, maybe it comes out of the mouth. And then you, as simply as you can, switch sides. Oh, and I did say, if you don't have a ball, I will show you something you could do with a blanket. So my friends with the ball, you guys are on the opposite side, same thing. If you do want to work with the blanket under the heart, you could roll it. I actually would prefer it a little thinner, probably. And if you lay back on the blanket, then you can kind of cactus your arms, have the blanket right here, and beyond that. Okay. The block could go in the same spot. Everyone, whether you have a ball, a blanket, a block, or just the floor underneath you, you can be pouring your breath into that place in the body like we did in meditation. Wherever you are, you're feeling that contact between the ball and the body, between the breath and this body, this part of the body, right? The mind is slowing down to the rhythm of the breath. Instead of dividing itself off a million places, the mind is coming home into the body and being with everything that's here. Slow down the breathing. Give yourself opportunities to land, to fully drop down into this experience. And if the mind is really in the body, we can get a lot out of a 25, 30-minute class, right? Because every single moment is a moment of healing and awakening, of awareness and connection. Last couple of breaths, maybe one goes out of your mouth. And go ahead and make your way onto your back. And if you've got any kind of wiggles to get out or little adjustments to make on your back, go ahead. But then we are going to find our hands to the base of the skull and lift up your knees. Squeeze your inner knees together here for a moment and just see if you can kind of pull the belly back. So as you squeeze the knees together, the belly goes back to the spine and we feel very, very kind of zipped up. Then you're going to take your right elbow to your left knee and extend your right leg. And then switch. So we're doing these little crisscross twists with one leg extending. Opposite elbow to knee. You can crank up the pace a little bit if that feels good. But try not to lose any clarity in the legs, the feet. Start to build up a little bit of prana, a little bit of chi, a little bit of energy here. Go a little bit faster maybe. And then go ahead and come onto your back. Rock up to sit and come into reverse tabletop. So your feet will be underneath your knees and your hands underneath your shoulders, and you just lift on up. And so you can kind of stretch out the front of the chest, press down through the hands and the feet. Open your belly. And then in a moment, you're going to open your mouth really wide and stare at your tongue. Lion's breath. Bulge the eyes, stick out the tongue. Come on down to sit. Come onto your hands and your knees. And why don't you go ahead and start a few rounds of cat and cow, doing whatever feels right. Maybe paying special attention to the space behind your heart where you rolled out previously. And then from there, can you come all the way back to sit on your heels, child's pose. And then drag your hands back so you can feel the contact between the hands and the mat. And then you're going to lean back into the hands, roll your upper arms back, and lift up through the chest. So no compromising the low back here. It does not have to be a huge gesture. Just again, it's like reverse tabletop. It's just this opening, right? I'll do that pose and you'll see what I mean. Just this opening of the upper back, right? From here, right the spine, so you have to come back up off the fingertips. You can kind of drop the tailbone a little bit, make sure the spine's neutral again. Take your left hand off to the left and your right arm alongside your right ear. Face you so you can see. And I do this shape a lot. This is one of those kind of beginning shapes for me personally in my own practice, right? Where if I don't kind of open up this side body, I find constriction in all these other poses, right? So where can you breathe space? And then go ahead and come up and over to the other side as simply as you can. Can you trace that whole line of energy down that left side of the body? And then what can you do? Little tiny micro adjustments to give yourself more space. Really impossible to make those micro adjustments if the mind isn't present. If you're phoning it in, those won't happen, right? For letting it, the body go through the motions without the mind. Go ahead and come on the way up. Bring the arms up. Now we're going to go to the first side again, but then we're going to take a little journey. I'll show you this from here. So from here, you're going to round your upper back like you're going to cat spine, but you're going to reach long through that right arm. And then let the right arm come all the way across. You're going to go to the other side. Let the left hand now trail the right hand as you come to the other side. Great. Come back up. Both arms up. Inhale, then lion's breath. Stick out your elbows, stick out your tongue, flare your fingers. And then let's go right hand down, left arm alongside the ear. So again, we're going to do that little cat spine, that kind of rounded, hunched spine. So you got to really kind of pull the belly
up and back, and then reach that left arm in a diagonal, and feel the left fingertips trace the ground, right hand trails behind. We got one more lion's breath here. So big inhale as the arms come up, and then stick out the elbows, stick out the tongue. Now look forward and place your hands as neatly as you can, downward dog. Lift the hips up and back. And take a moment here, right, to settle into your first downward dog of this practice. And then go ahead and walk on forward to the front of your yoga mat. Hang over the legs once you get there. So you're in a standing forward fold. And then from the standing forward fold, round yourself up to stand. We're going to do a couple of very simple moon salutations now. Bring your big toes together. And hook your thumbs, reach the arms forward, big breath in, reach up, look up. Exhale, bend the knees, put your belly on your thighs. Interlace your fingers behind your back and drop your head. Straight legs. Skier's pose, so sit the hips back, lift your chest forward and look a little forward. Then step your left foot back and lower your left knee. Hook thumbs and inhale, reach up and out of your low back, engage your core. Exhale, take the hands down and step to plank pose. Now, your choice, you could do a full chaturanga up dog or some other variation of a vinyasa. Meeting me in downward dog, always taking the variation that feels most mindful, most conscious, right? With a slowed down mind, you have way less chance of injury. And that's really important to me, especially because I can't be in the room with you right now, right? Couple breaths in down dog. And so we're really all being asked when we're doing our practice this way to really become our own sources and scions. It's like you're both the guru for your practice, you're the teacher, and you're the student, right? Looking forward, step or hop the feet forward between your hands. Then lengthen your spine, lift your chest, exhale, fold into your legs. Hook your thumbs, bend your knees, and then go all the way up, pushing feet to the floor, lifting all the way up. As you exhale, go right back in. So same thing, belly in your thighs, and interlace the fingers behind your back, drop your head. Inhale, skier's pose, sit the hips back, reach the chest forward, right foot steps back. You can always put your hands on the ground for this series. Hook thumbs, inhale, reach up. And go ahead and take the hands down. Step to plank pose. Your choice, what form of vinyasa that you take, all welcome. Meeting in downward dog, and then finding the flow of your breath. And then can you feel, again, the kind of point of contact between your breath and the body. Point of contact between your hands and the floor. Point of contact between hips and sky. On your next out breath, step or hop the feet forward between your hands. On your in breath, lift in heart, and out breath, fold down into your strong legs. Bend knees, hook thumbs, reach arms forward and up, straighten the legs at the tip, hop. Beautiful, and then just gently lower the arms. Okay, so we're gonna do a founder's pose here. And so here's what happens with the legs. Your feet are a little bit apart. They're about hips distance, maybe a little bit wider. Not inner hips, right, which is really here, okay. And then you're gonna sit back and you could raise the arms up. So this is more traditional founder's pose. My weight is back in my heels, okay. I'm gonna add in an arm variation, which you could take or leave, right? If you want more of a shoulder stretch, you can try this. You can Straighten your legs if you want. Right arm up. Touch the upper back. It's half Gomakasana. Left thumb spins around. And maybe you take a bind. Maybe you've got a belt. This is not necessary. We're just doing this for 5 breaths, and you can just do the legs if you want. So now, founder's pose with the legs. Gaze a little forward on the floor and allow yourself to build some heat here, and possibly also a stretch. Here, your breath 1. Really engage your core. You want to build the strength in the legs and the belly. 2 more breaths. Great, come all the way back up. And really simple, switch sides with the arms for friends that are doing the arms. Left arm reaches up, pat the upper back. Right thumb reaches around. Maybe you've got the bind. And then you sit back. And you're really letting weight drop into your heels. This is what's going to fire up the backs of the legs. Hear your breath, big and full. For 2. 3. 4. And 5. Come all the way up to stand. Go ahead and lower the arms. And then take a straddle, forward fold, right? Take a wide straddle, forward fold. So you're going to have even wider stance now. You could do any variations with your arms. Last couple weeks, we've been doing a lot of interlaced fingers as we fold forward, but you can do whatever you like here. 5 breaths. 1. Breathe. 2. 3. 4. Let the head drop, let the arms drop. And then breathe. Feel the contact of breath in your shoulders. Big exhale. Come all the way up. And then once you're here, I've got a little move. This is a little hybrid move that I've created from some modern dance and some qigong. So now we're about the same width as we were for the straddle forward fold, but the toes go out. And by the way, I know I'm sideways on my mat. You don't really need a mat for this. So if you were kind of straddling your mat right now and it were between your feet, that would be fine as long as it's comfortable. Okay, here we go. So bring the arms up and see if you can make almost like a ball shape with the arms. Get really kind of clear about that. And notice how in order to make the ball shape, you have to actually kind of relax through the shoulders, right? There has to be kind of like an expansiveness to the shoulders, and then there has to be kind of a grace in the joints. Soft elbows, shoulders, and wrists. Now this is the first part of this exercise. Inhale here. You're holding a big ball. As you exhale, bend your knees and lean over to one side. You can mirror me if you want. And then you go down to the bottom and you come up the other side. At the top, you straighten the legs and you've got your ball, or if you want a different gesture, right? I've seen some people kind of open the arms at this top part, and I think that's really beautiful too. We'll do it several times so you'll get a chance to feel that out. Let's come back to the beginning. So you're holding the ball and then go to the other side. So as you bend the knees, you're gonna lean to the opposite side as you did last time. Come all the way down. So we make a full circle. So now I'm gonna come up on my left side. I get to the top and my legs are straight and I make whatever gesture I want with the arms. Inhale. Okay, that's how we go. So now you're gonna go back the way you came, down to the bottom, over to the side, legs are straight at the top. Inhale, and now we'll find our rhythm. Exhale, going down, side, back up, straight legs. Inhale. Exhale to the side, down, up, and over. And then we come back the way we came. Exhale, and maybe you are finding a little more grace with this. Inhale to the top, go back the way you came. Bend the knees at the bottom, legs are straight at the top. Do a few more of those. Exhale, and maybe you're finding more freedom, more personality with the arms. Inhale. Inhaling at the top, exhaling, bend knees at the bottom. We're gonna do one more. until you find yourself standing tall and clear at the top. Take a big inhale. Okay, legs straight, arms straight, and then lion's breath one last time. Bend the elbows, stick out the tongue. Elbows back. Good. Make your way back into a standing position at the front of the mat. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Meet me in downward dog. If you want to take a little vinyasa to get there, you could. Now from downward facing dog, really simple, lift your left leg up high. Exhale, tuck the left knee inside your left wrist, pigeon pose. Let the hips lower down, lift up through your heart, and then fold yourself forward. If you've got some props around and it's helpful, you could put a blanket under your left sits bone, you could put a block under your head. Stay here about 8 more breaths, so just really allowing yourself to be here. Feel this experience as a loving exchange between the breath, the life force, right? Prana means breath and life force. Feel how the prana is moving through your body. And your body is saying, thank you, right? More of that, please. And how the breath is so loving as it caresses your insides. In the last breath, you are welcome to try to hum. So take a big breath in and then make a deep low hum so that you end up sort of vibrating your body and vibrating the mat and vibrating the space around you. Deep low hum. Stay for one more breath cycle just to kind of feel that and arrive more deeply into it. Then allow yourself to come all the way up to sit. Make your way back to downward dog. If you want to throw in a little vinyasa there, you can. And then lift your right leg up high. Breathe in. And take your right knee forward and tuck it inside of the right thumb. Breathe out. Set up for pigeon pose. Lift up through the chest. And then allow yourself to fold forward, getting support for whatever props you need. Allow yourself to become still here, as we've been talking about in our meditations this week. Becoming still in the physical body is often the prerequisite for us being able to go into the movement of breath and the movement of life and to find those little points of contact because they're subtle. We miss them most of the time. So let your hips and your chest be like anchors, keeping you still here on the earth. And then feel the movement of your breath. Breath and body making loving contact. And now add in the hum. So add in even more subtle movement, that vibration at your center. Can you go a little deeper, knowing that you're about to get up? Just commit all the way to this pose. And then do make your way up to sit and choose your favorite forward fold. It can be a two-sided forward fold if you want. We're going to hold it for 6 breaths. So know that if you are doing a two-sided thing, just make sure you switch it 3. Breathing for 1. Breathe for 2. Inhale. Exhale. 3. you're two-sided, that's your switcheroo moment. Everybody else stay and commit deeper. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. You're going to make your way onto your back. Really simple here. Once you're on your back, lift your hips and just allow some energy to flow down from your legs and hips through your torso toward your heart. If I have any folks that are just really hankering for a full wheel at this point in class, you're welcome to take that. Otherwise, stay here just where you are. 3 more breaths. Really experience the full breath. And then come on down and pick one more pose before Shavasana. It could be as simple as just legs up in the air. Maybe you go to the wall and work on your handstand or something else. Maybe it's a twist on the back or some kind of restorative pose. Wherever you are, can you get subtle enough that you can start to feel this exchange of breath and body? And for today, imagine your breath is the source, right? The source of life. The spirit of the universe. And your body is the scion, right? It's the one who benefits from the source of life. It's like the child being taken care of by the breath. When you're ready to come into a pose that feels really restful, and in the short classes, we just take a short rest. So that means get extra comfy, right? Make it extra cozy so that this minute or two now as we close becomes really full. You can really rest and become still. And because of the power of consciousness and because of how this whole thing works, you could be the source or the scion, right? You could take the role of the parent here, the breath. You could come and just nurture and cleanse this body lovingly. But you are also, of course, the one being taken care of today. And I leave it up to you as you rest to be in the place that feels, to stand in the perspective that feels the most powerful. Either the parent looking at the beloved child or the beloved child being taken care of by the parent. But eventually here, we actually feel our way into the place where they come together, union, yoga, and we dissolve there. You're welcome to remain resting or practicing as long as you like, of course. When you do feel ready to come up from your rest, just do it very, very slowly, and gently and kindly. And make sure that when you are ready to close, you take a little moment. I always like to bring my hands to prayer to close. Take a little moment to honor the parent and the child within you, to honor the body and the breath, the feeler and the feelings,
to honor this body right here as the place where all of life comes together.
Bolo Shri Sadguru Mata Devi.